Welcome back to MovementProfessional.com. So this is the Movement Professional Postural Sequence that I put together, incorporating the positions of the developmental sequence, as well as various upper body positions that we have to go through throughout the course of the day to just function well as to be able to get stronger in the gym and have good technique in the gym. All right, so the foundational positions of the developmental sequence are going to be supine on your back, side lying, prone or on your stomach, quadruped, and then we're going to transition to tall kneeling on two knees, half kneeling or single kneeling, a deep squat, a hip hinge, and then finally standing. The upper body positions that we're going to hit are hands at side, which would be like the top or standing position of a deadlift, transition, thumbs up the body, elbows out, so that's kind of the transitional position when you're pulling something from your waist to your shoulders, and then we're going to transition to a front rack, fingers touching the top of the shoulders, elbows up and in. Transition to an overhead position, hands behind head, 90-90 stick-up position, pushing two walls away, and then we're going to bring the hands into what would be push-up position, or the bottom of a push-up, or finishing a row, push back down, and then one hand behind back, and then the other. Transition to hands to heart center, and then an offset front rack, elbows together, trying to touch thumb to top of each shoulder, and then finally hands to belly, so we can just focus on breathing from the diaphragm. So principles with these transitions are we want to maintain body contact, so thumbs touching the body here whenever possible, fingers touching the shoulders. We can't really maintain body contact overhead, but hands touching the back of the head. We lose body contact when we're pushing out, but we want to restore it when we bring it in, so the wrists touch the side of the body. And then again, hand behind back, knuckles are touching the body, and we actually want to push the back into the fingers. All right, and then we're coming to hands at heart center. Again, body contact, thumbs touching the top of the shoulder, just trying to maintain contact, and then elbows touching each other. So wherever we can make body contact, we want to be able to do that. We also want to be transitioning as close to the frontal plane of the body as possible, which would be if you kind of cut me from the side here. So I want to slide my thumbs right up the side, not in front, not behind. I want to stay close, so I'm trying to actually bring my elbows towards midline, and again, that's where the body contact comes in. If my hands aren't making contact, I might be coming forward away from that frontal plane. When my arm goes overhead, I want the ear to disappear, so I'm in the frontal plane. Elbow in line with the frontal plane, not too far back, not too far forward. 90-90 position, same idea, close to the frontal plane, and then pushing out with this pushing a wall away, we want it close to the frontal plane. We also want to create a little bit of an external rotation torque in our shoulders whenever possible, so that's going to be palms out here. When we're at this position, we're in a little bit of an internally rotated position to begin with. We just don't want the shoulders to come forward, so we're just trying to maintain kind of an open shoulder position. All right, when we go into front rack, it's going to be elbows up and in. When we're overhead, it's just going to make sure that the thumb or palm stays back. Hand behind head is a natural external rotation to just make sure that the shoulder's not coming in, and you don't want to overdo it either. So it's just in that frontal plane. Hands out in the 90-90 would be thumbs back for a second. When you go push two walls away, you want to be able to turn your palms up and thumbs back, at least for a second, just to feel that. And then when you're coming into the push-up or row, it's going to be palms up. Hand behind back will be elbows coming towards each other to create external rotation both sides. And then when your hands are at heart center, you can bias little pinky contact, but when you're coming together, when you're coming your thumbs up to the shoulder, you want your elbows to come together, which will create external rotation on the, in this case it's the left arm, and then it would be vice versa on the other side. All right, so those are the principles as we move through. We're staying close to the body. All right, we're creating external rotation wherever we can in each position. We're trying to stay close to the frontal plane. And then finally, with each position, especially the foundational positions, you want to create oppositional motion, which is just a sense of length. So if I'm standing, my feet are pushing away from the head. If I bring myself up to this thumbs and armpit position, my elbows are reaching away. If I'm overhead, my fingers are reaching away from my knee in this case, or if I was standing, it would be my feet. All right, pushing two walls away, just trying to create length whenever possible. All right, so those principles will help us turn on some of our deeper stability muscles, and also just keep us in a nice balanced posture throughout. If you have any questions, go to MovementProfessional.com. Enjoy the sequence.
Starting on your back, you're going to create a sense of length from the crown of the head through the heels. And you're going to maintain this sense of length throughout the exercise. You also want to create a sense that you're pressing your body gently into the mat throughout the entire practice. First, we're going to start by bringing the hands down by the sides, palms down. Create a sense of length through the fingertips, or reaching the fingertips away from the head. And we're going to flip the palms up, and then we're going to slide the thumbs up the side of the body, directly up the frontal plane of the body, until our thumbs come to right under the armpits. At that point, we're going to slide the fingers to the tops of the shoulders, create a front rack position. At this point, we're trying to have the arm close to perpendicular to the ground, still creating a sense of length from the crown of the head through the heels. Once we get to the front rack position, we'll have the fingers stabilized on the top of the shoulder. We want to create an up and in position of the elbows. From there, we want to reach overhead, and now we're in our overhead position, trying to create length from the fingertips through the heels. So the heels will be moving in that direction, and the fingers will be moving in that direction, and trying to create length without the lower back arching off the mat, so continuing to keep a sense of pressure down into the mat. From there, we're going to interclasp the fingers and reach behind the head, and at this point we want to feel like the elbows are reaching away from each other and creating some tension across the shoulder blades. The chin is knotted with the eyes gazing down towards the feet and creating a little bit of a length in the back of the neck. From there, we shift to our 90-90 position, or stick-up position, where we're looking to make close to a right angle with the elbow, with the elbow in line with the shoulder. From there, we're pushing two walls away and creating a straight line, or a T position with the body, reaching the palms away from each other, fingers up towards the head. And we're going to add some wrist movements and bring the arms down into a chest press or bottom of a bench press position. Again, arms close to 90-degree angle at the elbow. From there, we push down to the hips, and we're in the same starting position which we began. And then we're going to bend the knees, go into a bridge, left hand and right hand behind the back. So at this point, we want to press the lower back down into the hands and the knuckles into the lower back. And then we also want to be pressing the elbows gently down into the mat. Elbows on both sides down into the mat. And then from there, we'll lift back up and repeat on the other side. And we're going to slide the hands up, back up the side of the body, hands to heart center. From there, we're going to go elbows together, thumbs to the top of the right shoulder. So again, we're in this front rack position, except we're biased off to the right. And then we're going to go back, hands to heart center, and then perform it on the other side. And then let's slide the hands down to the belly, and we're going to breathe. So as we breathe, think of the belly like a balloon, and it fills with air. When you take an inhale, the belly goes up into the hands, but it also goes out to the side, and the back also goes down into the mat. So it's a 360-degree breath on the inhale. On the exhale, we just want to sink the fingers down and into the belly and try and massage the belly. So we'll take between 1 and 3 breaths there. From that point, we'll go arms out to the side into a T position. We're going to reach the left hand over the body, across the body, and end up on our side. Once on the side, we're going to reach the arm in line with the body, and then slide the thumb up to the armpit again, and reach the elbow away from the shoulder, as if you're trying to reach the shoulder out of the socket and create length through there. Then slide the fingers up to the top of the shoulder, and then we're going to pause in the front rack position, moving the elbow at an angle up and in. At this point, the forearm will actually be parallel to the ground. Then you're going to reach overhead and extend the leg so that there is a straight line, so look at that again, from the arm down to the foot, lengthening the top side of the body. Thumb is back, creating an external rotation moment in the shoulder to stabilize the shoulder while mobilizing it. From there, the hand goes behind the head and reaching the elbow away from the head without moving the head. So the hand stabilizes on the back of the head, but creating a reaching effect, elbow away, really the shoulder kind of reaching out of the socket a bit. From there, we're going to go into this 90-90 position, elbow near shoulder level, about a 90-degree angle at the elbow, thumb back, and then push out so you're in a near T position. So elbow extended, arm straight, reaching the palm away from the shoulder, fingers up towards the head. From there, we bring the hand to the side and stop in what would be a push-up position or a horizontal row position on the side, trying to make sure the wrist makes contact with the sideline of the body. And then we're going to push the hand down to the hip and then reach behind the back. Once the hand goes behind the back, we want the elbow to go back towards the midline of the spine, which will pull the shoulder back into the socket. And then from there, we slide the hand up, hand rests on the belly, take one full breath in, and then massage the belly as you exhale. And then we're going to roll to the back and reach across the body and roll to the other side and complete on the other side. So we'll go through this in fast motion. Slide the thumb up to the armpit, to the front rack position, reach overhead, reach the bottom leg long, creating length throughout the whole torso. Go to hand behind head, 90-90 position, push out away, hand comes down to push-up position, and then it flows right to behind the back. And then you can rest, hand on the belly, breath in, fill the balloon, breath out, massage the belly, let all the air out, and then we're going to roll onto the stomach and move on from there.